This week indeed was a historic week in the history of the Jewish people and the modern state of Israel. The recognition of the superpower of the world, the United States, of the rights of the Jewish people, the sovereign rights to the Golan Heights. Of course, the regular cacophony of opposition, the UN Security Council, nobody supporting the United States and Israel with this declaration. However, I would like to focus on two critical points at the heart of this declaration, which to my mind highlights what this special reading of Para is all about. You see two incredible things about the modern history of the Golan Heights. Firstly, 3 times Israel has been attacked unprovoked in wars of aggression by Syria. 1948, 67, and then again in 1973, highlighting the importance of the strategic value of these heights to Israel in defensive wars. Secondly, I saw an incredible statistic this week. We know that in the last 8 years, March 8 years ago was the beginning of the Syrian civil war. Listen to this. Not only have almost 500,000 people died in Syria in the civil war, but 120,000 civilians have lost their lives in the last 8 years alone. That is more than all the civilians and soldiers which have died since the beginning of Zionism in all the wars of Israel on all fronts in the last 120 years. Incredible. The value of life is at the core of the Israeli experience, even in war, to do everything one can to not only preserve one's soldiers and civilians' life, but the lives of the soldiers and civilians of others wherever necessary. And I believe this is at the heart of this week's Parashat Para. Why do we read about the ashes of the Red Heifer, the special reading as we prepare for Pesach? Because, as we know, nobody who was impure could come to the temple and certainly could not offer the Korban Pesach. And it's a reminder, prepare yourselves spiritually for Pesach, purify yourselves as we approach Pesach. If you want to bring the beautiful Korban Pesach, the sacrificial lamb offered in the temple, you had to be pure. Says Rabbi Yehuda Halevi in Hakuzari, what is at the root of spiritual contamination? Incredibly, he says, it's a contact with death. Nothing contaminates more from a Jewish spiritual point of view than a contact with death. That is why Avia Votetuma, the medium of spiritual contamination, is in contact with a dead body. And a person who's been in contact with a dead body and has not purified themselves through the ashes of the Red Heifer cannot go to the temple and certainly cannot bring the Korban Pesach. That is what Judaism is all about. Life affirmation. And may it be, please God, in this the world of so much terror and so much lack of life and celebration of death around the world, where Israel stands and Jewish tradition stands as a beacon of life affirmation, especially now as we prepare for the life-affirming founding festival of Pesach a number of weeks ahead. Shabbat Shalom.